Gave yourself 3 hours yesterday to play some Mind Over Magic. That's barely any time. Like, yeah, that's way too short. Oh, it's definitely not a fuse in the plug. It's plugged into my like universal power supplies or uninterruptible. I always say universal. Um, no, it's definitely like at the light level, which is weird because it's an LED, so it means like just some capacitor or something must have blown. Because LEDs basically last forever. But yeah, no, we don't typically have fuses at the plug level. We do have breakers. And maybe that's what you're talking about. But no, it's definitely not a breaker because the rest of the room is powered still. But okay, so yeah, for our plan today, we're gonna do some stuff for nvim-biscuits. We have an issue. Um, and yeah, the main issue we're looking at is going to be this breaks when there is a split. So basically, and spoiler alert, I did some of this related to a work thing because it's a nice self-contained issue versus like, something massive like GitLens or something versus just some like fake thing. So yeah, for this, we determined that it's probably because we're doing this like AU, which removes all the auto groups. So someone even like pointed out what the issue would be, but I even prompted. Let's see. Hold on. There should be a branch that was created. Let me look at this. Branches. I wish we could see which order they were done in. Because I know it's one of these, like, split things. 1 hour ago. Yeah, this is probably the one. So let's look at the diff here. One commit ahead, and in this commit, we see that we're changing the AU group from just biscuits to an interpolated string. So we basically just want to do this same thing here. And yeah, they even add some other stuff. I'm curious about... So this one we have to do at this level. But this one, we could just reuse that value. But yeah, basically, Copilot did a decent job of figuring this part out. It tried to fix something completely different because it got hung up on the cursor line only stuff. So yeah, like it saw the cursor line only thing, and that's where it started making a mistake. But I wonder if maybe the cursor line only is part of it still. So let's double check some of this, right? So we're able to get the color stuff going. How do I do a split? All right, so this is where I need help from all of y'all NeoVim users. What do I do here? Do I have to use something like Tmux? Or is there like buffer splitting? Okay, V split. Okay, so then if I wanted to open up a different file, oh, let's just say that one. All right, so I think I do want cursor line only turned on. Aha, but no, I think we actually uncovered it already. Right, like none of these are now getting annotated as we scroll it. All right, so we'll quit all that. So fix splits auto command group. Ah, that wasn't it. It's over in here. So let's turn on cursor line only anyway. Ah, so yeah. All right, so we'll remove those. And then get fetch. So hold on. Let me go edit the init.lua file. So one thing I'm realizing is this is going to be fetching from GitHub. How do I do it? Let's find the lazy docs. So here we go. Dependencies. A list of plugin names or plugin specs that should be loaded when the plugin loads. Can I point that to a local file path? I feel like I was able to do that before. Short plugin URL. Can also be a URL or a directory. Okay, so I could point it at that. All right, so hold on. So we actually made a mistake editing where we did the cursor line only part because I forgot the comma. Not installed. Volumes T7 repos nvim-biscuits. Volumes T7 repos nvim-biscuits. Aha. So I probably want to load the plugin folder. Does that sound right? So I think we might be okay. Yeah, I think we just want to point it at that folder. No. So wait, it's trying to do a git clone. What am I misunderstanding about the config? All right, so the specification source. Oh. So maybe I don't want to do this part, and instead I want to do dir or URL. I think that's it. And then yeah, Lua comment, we do that. Let me get more music going. So then this would be Dur. And I think we want to do just that. So then if I were to do this part. All right, that loaded just fine. Perfect. So then if I do this, we go lib. Yep, we see cursor line only. Perfect. So then I do... No, I want to do colon B... B split. So now what we'll see is that this one activates on those lines, but then we go here. And it looks fine to me. So this looks like our fix. Yeah. So this branch actually solves it. So then what I think I want to do is just one quick cleanup. Let's look at the PR. And what's up there, Robert Tables? How you doing? Did you beat the manager list team? Ooh, so it's not decided yet? Ooh. Who do they have playing tonight? No, no, you totally won. Yeah, there's like no possible way they could win. Unless somehow your wide receiver gets negative points. Like, yeah, all their players have played. They're done. They're totally done. So yeah, unless DJ Moore fumbles like 20 times. Yeah, your defense did get negative points. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, I feel bad. All right. Anyone who had the Buffalo or Baltimore defense, they got basically no points. And dude, very smart on your kicker. Dude, Chris Boswell is like a superhero. He kicked a 60-yard field goal. So yeah, 14 points on your kicker is huge. Now, me, I was looking at my bench. Oh, wait, no, you're right. That is the manager list team's kicker. No, good call. Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong one there. Their kicker is killing it. No, good call. Brain fart. Looking at my team, though, I was thinking I was screwed because I could have sworn I put Travis Etienne in. Keenan Allen ended up killing it on my bench, too. Right? Like two 15-plus point position players, not quarterbacks. And I thought I was screwed. Because then I went and saw Terry McLaurin, 3 points. Calvin Ridley, 4 points. But you know what? I also had Josh Allen. I also had Derrick Henry. I also had Zay Flowers. Like, dude, yeah. Right? Dalton Kincaid even killed it as my tight end. Right? Baltimore kicker, 13 points. Green Bay destroyed the team they were playing. I got 10 points out of my defense. Oh yeah, I got my kicker after the draft too. That's what I'm saying, man. You don't have to draft a kicker or a defense. You can figure out what's left over afterwards. And honestly, like dropping kickers based on matchups is kind of a thing, right? Dropping defenses based on matchups is kind of a thing. You know how I learned that technique? Watching the show The League. It's one of those things Russell does. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. But yeah, so I was worried. I was like, oh no, I'm going to blow it. And then, yeah, I destroyed Nox's team. So we'll have to see what we do next time. I'm a little bummed. I should have taken Chaotic up on a bunch of his like trade offer stuff. Like he didn't specifically say anyone, but I was like, ooh, I got this Joe Burrow. I'd trade him for a nice running back or a nice wide receiver. But Joe Burrow got 8 points yesterday. So now I think I'm stuck with him. Somehow Bryce Young did better than Joe Burrow. What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'd say we give it another week to shake out. Because I do need a backup QB at some point. Bryce Young ain't it. Yeah, exactly. We'll have to wait till Tuesday or Wednesday anyway, just because of how we have the waiver wire set up. But yeah, it's the first week, and I've got two people on injured reserve right now. We have two, yeah. So Christian Kirk and Tyler Bass are my injured reserves right now. So yeah, like if one of your like favorite players or one that you think is going to have good value later in the year, throw them on IR instead of just putting them out for anyone else to swoop. But okay, anyway, back to it. Sorry for the football talk, everyone. So yeah, this is what I want to do. I think this right here we can move back out. It's line 246. Oh, and you know what? We might want to leave that. No, I think it was actually right. Because, yeah, just because we're doing the buff number here, right, as this buffer attaches, there's actually another buff attach event. Like, this is where we're manually calling the buff attach. And this buff number, while most likely will be the same, I think we still want to allow it to be nothing. The formatting of this is all sorts of wonky. But whatever. So then, yeah, just double checking this. I'd say that looks pretty good too. All right, biscuits underscore buff number. Yeah. You know what? I'd say we're good. I don't think there's anything we got to change. Yeah, so the changes that you guys are seeing, I basically vibe coded up earlier today. We're not going to necessarily merge it at the moment, though. All right, so then let's switch to a different branch. And let's look at some of our other issues. So he enables the plugin, he redoes it because toggle function disables it at first. So this one, I don't even know. Oh, I think we actually merged that. So yeah, we were waiting for someone else to prove us, to let us know. Actually, there we go. Just tag them, bump it. So then out of Ranger. All right, so they're saying that this code snippet does not do it. So they're using Python. What is Flash? Yeah, what does Flash do? Ah, okay. So it enables like jumping to other sections? Oh. So basically you could like jump to various places by just entering the flash command and then the line of text, right? Okay. Okay, so let's do this real quick. All right, so we'll sign in with GitHub. All right, so we've updated the CLI. I don't know if that token matters that much, and it should be a one-time use. I think. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Okay, 1 second. Let me paste this as feedback for the CLI. Okay. So yeah, I think that was some good feedback. All right, so we're not using Flash. I'm going to sign this to myself. And then let's try some of this out. Now, we are on main. Perfect. And Marcus Burke, thank you for that follow. I just noticed it. Appreciate you. All right, so what issues are assigned to me? Oh, sure. Probably not paying for Copilot on this account. Oh, let me do this part. I don't know if I need to hide it or not, so we will anyway. Let's let this one reset. But hold on. I'm gonna do a new chat. But I also think we're gonna add an MCP server. It is standard IO, GK. All right. Let's double check this. We do see the Get Kraken MCP server. All right, so what issues are assigned to... No, not that. I thought there was another way that they prompted this. Nah, we don't do portfolio stuff. I thought there was another way of doing this. Let's try a new chat. Why is it not seeing the MCP server? Let's just do this real quick. We'll restart. Just because I think we need some updates anyway. VS Code really gets wonky when you haven't updated in a while. I was wondering where these went. So yeah, why am I not seeing my MCP server? Something feels weird here. All right, so Copilot's bundled, so I don't got to do anything there. And yeah, how you doing, Hunar? Oh, you thought you had too many windows and workspaces open? Nah, I'm a collector, man. Oh, I'm not saying please. That's why it's not working. Good call, Tristan. What was I thinking? All right. And Trace Mill. Thank you for the follow. Yes, this is just totally broken. It works on my work machine. Okay, so one thing I want to do then, and we'll just do it on gk.dev. Let's getkraken.dev. Oh, they actually own gk.dev? Smart. Oh. Did I not grant... Yeah, I get it. Animal face. Integrations. Let's manage this one. I don't know if I gave it full access. Yeah. So I want to give it Code Biscuits access. Any other stuff we're thinking? No, the rest looks fine. All right, so then we go back to workspaces. And then hold on. Who's saying? Trying to learn Unity through Unity Learn. Gave you the challenge of adding a jump function. It didn't teach you how to do it. It only showed you very basic things. You overcame this challenge by looking at someone else's code. Is this okay, or should you solve it another way? I mean, as long as you understand what the code is doing, then it's fine. Like, that's the important bit. And also, like, is the code open source? I don't know. I'd say for learning purposes, as long as you're not going to profit or do anything with it, it's fine. But you should be at least aware of licensing in the future. But for learning, I think it's fine. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to find Apripont, CM Griffing. They're probably alphabetized, right? And I have a lot of repos. We see Masijo, Get Walter. So hold on, let me do this. GK dev feedback. Oh, maybe I forgot to save it. Hold on. And yeah, no worries. All right, so yeah, I think we just uncovered an issue with Gitkraken. And I'm not necessarily sure how to solve it. Like, technically, here's the thing. It's actually in our list of, like, you know, the repos that are there. It's in our list. right? So we should be able to see issues that I'm tagged on. And yeah, I can't filter by open source because we haven't updated that yet. GitHub. Lua out of range error. This is the one. Okay, so yeah, we should be seeing that. Right, Get Kraken is running just fine. Main control panel? What? Dude. All right. Is it because I'm not on the paid tier of Copilot or something? Because it's just really bad. Oh, I'd still have to install Claude Code separately. Ugh. Right? Like it's finding all the prompts and tools just fine. Use any of it. I don't care. Um, I All right, so this has got to be some weird bug, right? So VS Code, Copilot, not using any MCP tools. Yeah, I know it's definitely working. Come on, man. Oh, I need it in agent mode? Ah, that was it. That was totally it. Okay, and then here, got it, got it, got it. That was on me. I got it, I got it. Okay. Yeah. So I've probably made that mistake a few times. So I got to make sure in my like tutorial videos I shout out that you got to be in agent mode. Yeah, yeah, good catch, Tristan. Yep. All right, so then what issues are assigned? We do want to trust it. Issues assigned to me. Oh, it's fine, Tristan. If you're getting like a lag, you may consider lowering the stream quality because basically, like as it drops frames, it doesn't really catch back up. Like I don't know, it's definitely something I've noticed in the past. If you end up realizing that you're getting like out of date on Twitch, try just lowering the quality down to like 720 or 480. I usually have my code and stuff like zoomed in to where you should be able to read just fine. But yeah, just let me know if you ever want me to zoom in more too. Right. So yeah, let's just keep trying this. What issues are available? I want to tackle the Lua out of range error. Create a new branch. And hold on. Init Lua 156. Are they even right? Yeah, I don't know. Create a new branch for this issue. Branch name is fix/Lua out of range error. Sure, works for me. All right. And yeah, this formatting's getting wonky. Ugh. How is there a better way to format this? This is super gross. All right, we'll do that, I guess. I know the text isn't nearly as big enough as it was, but whatever. You found Claude Sonnet for better for code than GPT. What are my thoughts? I really have no preference. I don't notice that much of a difference. All right, so we checked out the branch. Why do you think line 156 is the problem? Okay. That's a good reason. Um Sonnet 3.5? I think to get access to other models. Well, let's try it. Yeah, I'd have to do an Anthropic key. Yes, this is pretty much all I have via the Copilot stuff. So at this point, like, which one do you think you would go for? I'm very new to all of this, like, vibe coding stuff. I was actually really, like, chuffed and stoked on the fix that it made earlier for the other branch. So we're giving it a shot on this one, too. Oh, I'm not on the pro license. That would be it. Hey, Jedzo, Mr. Sir. Yeah, the Monday's chill. I got some good work done earlier. All right, so what we're doing, or what we're seeing here, is that if end line is less than line count. Okay. Right, so I'm trying to do this because reproducing the error is a huge pain. All right, so let's see. I wish you could edit the things it's doing. Oh, you can. Perfect. Oh, that's nice. Yes, that's really good. All right, so we'll let it push. Sure. Will it create the PR? Okay. So, sure. All right, so we're going to squash and merge. And that was number 58. All right, so at GB Penton, no, Benton, and at who else was in this one? Who created the issue? And let me get more music on. Minamata, King, it's basically everyone. I don't know if I need to tag them. I made a change that I think might help, but I have a hard time reproducing locally. Could you all try it? The code was merged in number 58. Okay. Um. So, yeah, lazy loading. Oh, and yeah, we were waiting for them to reply back, and they haven't. Okay. So then for this one, this was an interesting one. So they wanted a highlight color as part of the config, but they actually wanted to do it based upon like the name of a highlight group. Curious what's going on with this. I'm guessing it's actually the text. No, that doesn't look right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Like what it's showing there. Yeah, I think we'll wait on like a big change like that. Okay. So then, what other open source stuff do I have? And yeah, we can close that. Actually, hold on. Let's go back to it. Let's look at some of the issues that we have in our Launchpad. So I almost want to filter based on repo. You got to get some sleep. No worries, Casdev. Yeah, have a good one. I am pumped to have my water flowing again. All right, Here's what I think I want to do. We we might want to pivot back to Masijo. Um, wait, what's up? DNS? Did I move the cursor in Vim? I'm not sure what you mean. And I don't use Vim. No, I've made a plugin for Vim, and maybe that's what you're remembering from Saturday, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna say we're good on nvim-biscuits right now, so we can probably close that tab. Vexilla we don't need at the moment. That got merged, so we're good there. I do kind of want to make stethoscope work better. I think that would be a good idea. Or we just switch back to Masijo. I need to blow my nose. Um, you want to see some stethoscope work? Yeah. All right, fine. Excuse me. Sorry for the yawn. Update manifest version. Interesting. Yeah, so stethoscope is pretty old school. I don't think we should be too worried about the Node version. We are using yarn. That's probably fine. right, so number one, let's just do a yarn install. Okay, so yeah. And yeah, it's node stas. Is there a... Yeah, node sas is end of life. Man, I haven't used SAS on a project in a long time. And we're not using any crazy features either. We are doing variables. All right, so it's just SAS. Okay, so let's do that. Instead of node SAS, all right, so that actually works. Yarn build. Oh, nope. So this is almost certainly another reason why node 17 was the maximum. So let's do this. Hold on. RM node modules. Let's just try it again. Nope, same thing. It's definitely a node version problem. So I'm gonna guess that we need to update our Webpack version. But I don't think I want to do it to 5. All right, we'll try it. Worst case scenario, we're just going to completely gut it and bring all the functionality into another project or into like a newly updated PNPM based thing. But let's try it. So yeah, the version 6.0.1. Okay. Or are we in a loop? Okay, no, we're not in a loop. But it goes 3 times, which is interesting. Ah. So at import is deprecated. Oh, it's because we do a separate build each time. Right. Okay. That's why we were getting it 3 times. So yeah, SAS migrator, module migrate depths. Options pop up. Wait, why was it doing it 3 times? I only see 2 places where it would have done it. It's not in background. It's not in assets. Huh. Weird. Oh, interesting. And then it does variables dot. Oh, cool. Ooh, all right, so we'll commit this, push it up, merge it in. Those are just warnings, I think. What is the third thing it's doing it on? All right, well, that worked. Where's our webpack config? I am curious about what's going on there. So we've got the manifest, we've got background, content, script, pop-up, and options. Well, it does seem to be working fine. All right. Oh. All right, so we're going to pull in that, and now we are on the main branch. There's no way that's going to work. Yep. So then we'll just do no rebase. There we go. Okay, so now let's go to manage extensions. Stethoscope. Is that local? All right, we're going to disable that one. We're going to load an unpacked extension. And yeah, for everyone unaware of what stethoscope is, it's a way of kind of like getting a numeric value to see like where a repo is. Like, you know, out of a possible score of 100, how does it rank? If it's at a 0, that's not ideal. But, you know, technically, stethoscope doesn't pass stethoscope. So it's not the end of the world if it doesn't score a really high value. All right, so here we are. We see Chrome, we select it. Could not load manifest. Invalid value for content security policy. Matches a schema that is not allowed. Ooh. So actually, that was a mistake because that's the wrong place for that. Where are we building the manifest? Ah, here it is. Hey, what's up, Otiv? Been a little bit. No, no. So we're gonna call that good. We could save this. That part doesn't matter. And then if we do a build again, what we want to see is that manifest JSON updated in the nested places. How do we feel about the lighting? Actually, I don't know. I think the more dramatic shadow is kind of nice. I don't know. Yeah, no, I need to fix my lighting. Won't do it today, but one of these days. I'll need to order a fresh light. So right now this is just like a desk lamp that you're seeing. Elgato key light minis? Yeah. Um Bedtime Bear actually offered to sell me some used lights of his. It's not a bad idea. I'd have to see how tall they get because they like I think they're the desk mount kind. But there's also just like I don't know, proper professional lights. I think it's about time I do some of that maybe. Okay, so instead of browser action and background dot scripts, it's not quite right, but we'll accept it. All right, so of these models that are available, which one would you guys say is best? Is 4.1 any good? Because it seems like it's blowing it right now. 2.0 Flash seems pretty out of date too. Like, I might just want to switch to cursor. Because it just messes up this part really bad. Let's try them side by side. I think that would be cool to check. Maybe Claude 3.5? Yeah, let's give cursor a shot real quick, just to be sure. But there's an extension we're missing. Chrome extension developer tools or Chrome extension manifest JSON. Oh, so that's tough. Yeah, the extension that we're looking for isn't over there. Yeah, we just see debugger for Chrome and a bunch of this. Because the big thing about it is Cursor and a lot of these other like forks of VS Code aren't allowed to use the official VS Code marketplace. So if you're not publishing updates to OpenVSX, you can be running into issues. Hmm. Um, yep, nope, not gonna do that. So make sure this file is manifest v3 compatible. It is in agent mode. Okay, I see what's going on. So it already did the changes for the background part. Okay. So then if I go rebuild, then we go look at the Chrome thing here. Aha. So this seems like a Plasmo thing? Like, did I actually opt for Plasma? I didn't. So that's why we're dealing with so many issues here. Hmm. And yeah, I think some people had opinions. I don't know if we want to switch to Plasmo. Right? It was CX JS or something like that. CRX JS. And I'm doing good. How about you, Broser? What are you up to? Yeah, what are you doing? Thinking about trying to get into game dev? Sure, sounds fun. Yeah, so we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna use CRXJS. Even though we did all that stuff just now, I just think it's a better experience to use something that's gonna make it easier. All right, so the project name is Stethoscope. Oh, hold on, in the wrong place. Oh, that's always going to happen there, browser. That's just the act of coding. Yeah, we are using React, so we'll stick with React. We are definitely going to use TypeScript. Well, and here's something hacky we can do. We can just copy the .git folder, and we'll push this up as just like a whole change. I think I like that idea. All right, so we'll use VS Code for now, just because Super Maven works better for us there. We'll get rid of the cursor stuff for the moment. All right, so looking at what was scaffolded for us, we can see all right, we got the hello world component. We got our content, like main view. We haven't installed our dependencies, so we should do that here in a second. And then we got the pop-up. So I think some of these are not things that we're going to even use, right? Like side panel. I don't think I'm going to use side panel at all. But let's install everything first. Oh, and yeah, watching the Primogens, the stand-up the other day, they were talking about like, well, yeah, there's yarn, there's npm, there's pnpm, right? Then why do you need nvm to switch between node versions? And then it's just all that stuff. And no one mentioned corepec, which is actually a big thing. So it's like, yeah, he's not wrong, right? So nvm, Primogen mentioned n. None of them mentioned that corepec is now like a core part of the JS ecosystem. It's just, yeah, it was funny. They didn't even have the full gist of how complex that ecosystem is, which is even funnier. Because, yeah, now it seems like corepec is like the way to do that. There's TFENV for Terraform versions. Yeah, there's the Python stuff. Right? Like, it strikes me as odd that Casey has never really worked with languages that do that. But it also kind of makes sense because he's like a C fanboy, right? Like, he's not a fan of Ruby. He's not a fan of JavaScript. He's not a fan of any of that. So it kind of makes sense why he wouldn't be aware of any of that being like standard practice. What I wonder is like, how do you juggle compiler versions? You know? You just have the one globally configured GCC or LLVM or whatever? Or do you version that based upon your tooling? I think you still version that based upon the project you're on, right? Yeah, I am a little curious about that. Like, how does he get anything done, like, not knowing about some of this stuff? How does he work on C or C++ code and not juggle compiler versions? Is he just always at the latest and greatest? Yeah, mise en place is good too. Yeah, mise was like big uh before what's his name? Yeah, and mise en place is it's all right. It's fine. It aims to replace all of these. So it's basically like ASDF. I've worked at places that used ASDF too. And they used it to juggle their like node versions and stuff. Yeah, no, mise is good. I just find it like always a hassle when you jump from project to project, but you don't have a mise file for all those, then you got to make one. Like, I don't know, just the hassle of making a mise file is a little annoying. But it's better than a version manager for all of these, you know? Yeah, mise is solid. All right, so let's get back to it. So we've got our pop up here. We probably want to install Chakra. Yeah, we're going to have to add a bunch of these. Let's just add all of them and then delete the ones that we're not going to need. All right, so React and React DOM are handled for us. I don't think we need that. We do want Chakra UI. We'll probably leave emotion and emotion styled. Advanced CSS reset, sure. Emoji log, framer motion, human format, Lodash. I don't think WebEXT is necessary though. All right, so then Chakra. Yeah, it's gonna suck, but whatever. 3.26.0. I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of breaking changes as we do this. Emotion. It's looking all right to me. Sure. Advanced CSS reset. I don't know. We'll do 2.1.3. Why not? Emoji log. I don't even know what that does. Oh, it's for the build process. We don't need that. Framer motion. I don't know what I'm even using framer motion for, but this is gonna suck. 12.23.12. Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh man. Human format is fantastic. 1.2.1. We're just upgrading all the things. And then Lodash. I guess Lodash is complete software now. No more bugs. Nothing to fix. I'm curious what we're even using Lodash for. Clone deep and capitalize. Capitalize we can get from elsewhere. Clone deep, I don't think structured clone is available yet. So yeah, clone deep's fine. Yeah, whatever. All right, so let's install this stuff. All right, so now popup.tsx. I like the name popup. All right, so we've definitely got issues still. Iconify React. We need ring in types. All right, so yeah, source/star. Yeah, all that should be good. Why is this not recognizing our local import? That one's weird. All right, so maybe I do need to add web extension polyfill. Deprecated, eh? In favor of what? More music. All right, so then back to here. Oh. Hmm. Would I hire someone who doesn't have a college degree? If they pass the interview, sure. Ah, that's what I'm missing. So then types Chrome in the TS config. I'm a little curious why that's not the default for CRXJS. Nope, it's in there. Well, shit. So wait, we've got at types/Chrome. Yes, the big issues are we can't get access to browser for runtime stuff. So browser action is manifest v2 only. Okay, so I probably just needed to restart the extension host. So that part's fine. So then that yells at us. I'm not sure that's actually accurate, but whatever. All right, and then where is switch coming from? Chakra UI React. I expect this to fail. Yeah, so the switch thing cannot be used as a JSX component. So is Chakra out of date? Like, what's the deal? I'm almost positive that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're not doing it as a default. Oh, do we have an explicit at types version? I think we do. Oh, yeah, messed that up. Give me a sec. So we still get this issue. It's been a while, but on any of my new projects, I haven't needed to do an explicit version. Like, I haven't needed to do types because types are shipped with React now, right? So what's the issue there? Yeah. All right, well, let me use the restroom real quick. This water's flowing through me, but that is just fine. So let me go use the restroom. I will be right back. Okie dokie. Ah, it's nice having a flushable toilet again. The little things you take for granted. All right, so here's the big thing. I feel like we could just ditch chakra. Yeah, let's do it. We don't need chakra. It's a UI component library. You know, so you get sliders and other stuff. Pin input, you know, other components, switch. But I don't think we necessarily need it that much. We're gonna skip that. There we go. I feel like compiler options should be good. Yep. Yeah, so that's all fine. Same thing. Oh, hold on, wait. Paths at slash star. Yep. Nope, that all looks good. Update our Veet config. Yep, React is good. We do need Tailwind in there. I think we'll do it right after the React. Yeah, what's up, Upminster? How you doing? And what up, Bobby? So yeah, Ami, the question you were asking yesterday about like showing you the API, we could get to that maybe in a minute. We're like in the middle of porting this over. But I don't know. I don't think showing my Elixir code is going to help you at all. So instead, I think anyone have a good book or anything that explains like RESTful APIs? Web API design, that one could be good. Oh, a Phil Surgeon one, building APIs you won't hate. Yeah, no, that's a good one. And it's the full book. Oh, dude. Not sure how legitimate it is to link directly to these. No, no worries. All right, so this might be good. And then building APIs you won't hate. Eh, hesitate to link a thing to like pay for. Even though Phil Surgeon's great. This is probably a great one. Yeah. So here you go, Ami. Right? So in general, read through this. It's not a whole lot, and the formatting's kind of wonky. But in general, right, it goes through like the idea of, using methods properly. Right? Understanding the difference between put and patch. Sure. How to do responses properly, which really just deals with the right response codes. And that's what I was getting at for you. If you do get an error, have a message. Sure. So, yeah, I don't know. Another good example would be Stripe API docs. Right? So look at how Stripe responds in their stuff too, right? So you can model some of what you're doing based on what other people do too. And yeah, I didn't mean to be like dismissive when you asked yesterday, but like showing you my source code isn't going to help you, you know? So then, yeah, you see like, get a balance. You see what object type it is, right? You don't really see that they're doing like an error thing because errors are their own types. Right? So errors, you simply have this like status code list of what you would do. Wrote which book? The Build APIs You Won't Hate, that book? Yeah. And I think Mike Bifulco used to run like a podcast with Phil as well. So if you haven't met Mike before, he's a really good dude. Yeah, Norizami. Yeah, I would say like looking at just how their docs work and then following some of those patterns, right? Stripe's API docs are like the gold standard. So yeah, I think the Stripe docs are probably where you should like do a bunch of your reading and understanding on how they do it. Because they have it documented better than I do. But yeah, like the way you do errors. You know. You're gonna come back with a code, maybe, sure. And you can have like other props on your standard like error objects. But in general, the status code tells you more than you care about or more than you need. Or the status code almost always tells you exactly what you need. And if you end up getting like a 400 or technically they're not even showing it here, but a 422 or some of those things where you failed validation, well then yeah, spitting out the validation message like could be useful. But it's really just up to you. Yeah, it's a ton of resources. I don't know. Stuff to throw out there. But you're going tree planting with him next week. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan. He gave a talk at the like PHP Northwest here in Seattle in like 2016 or something. And I ducked out to the bar for lunch because the lunch didn't look that good there, and I kind of wanted to just have a beer. So I'm sitting there drinking a beer. He comes in, slams one. I see him go like power smoke a cigarette, and it was like pretty much he was just doing that right before his talk. So as famous as important as Phil Sturgeon is, he still gets super nervous before public speaking, which I think is just it's totally understandable. But I also think it's just really cool, you know? One of us, right? We all get nervous before a conference talk or whatever. That's totally fine. That's expected. If you don't even get a little bit nervous, there might be something wrong. I don't know about that. I mean, keep in mind, this is back in like 2016, so I think it's back when he did smoke and all that. He's gone on like a major kick to be really healthy at this point, right? Like, I remember in 2018 or 19, I saw him talk again at it was like the APIs meetup here in Seattle. And that one was good. But yeah, he was like on his health kick at that point. And I'm pretty sure I'm still talking about Phil Sturgeon with all this, but I will fully admit that I have gotten him mixed up with Todd Motto before. It wasn't Todd Motto. No, it wasn't Todd Motto. Yeah, it was Phil Sturgeon. Just double checking. I have definitely gotten these guys confused before. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a big difference of just like chatting with someone person to person or in a group and then chatting in front of 50 to 100 people, right? One where it's like a performance and you've got this stuff you like researched and, you have a very specific way of getting all of it out. Like that rehearsed process is a lot more work. The people that give, like, that are less stressed when giving talks are the ones that don't actually make it like a rehearsed performance as much. I guess it depends. Gary Bernhardt, he and I have completely different approaches to how we build a talk. He will walk around and pace around his apartment, at least according to his stories. He'll just pace his apartment saying the talk, right? He doesn't necessarily memorize word for word, but he'll just do the talk. And the moment he starts feeling like he's getting bored, well, then he realizes he has to go back to like writing and fixing why he's getting bored, which is really cool. Ominster, I'm a collector, man. Yeah, it is a good flow. It's really time consuming though. But by the time you're done, you've got it all memorized so well that you probably don't even need slides anymore. Or like you don't even need to look at your slides anymore. Which I think is definitely a different approach to me. I like to wing it. The more I try to memorize, like especially phrasing, the more I'm gonna like stutter and mess it up as I'm doing it. So I like to just make sure I have the ideas and then kind of freeform my phrasing. But I don't know. I definitely don't give nearly as good a talks as Gary Bernhardt. So, is what it is. Rehearsals do go a long way. Yeah. I think it's a cheat code because I practice my talks here on stream, and you guys give me good feedback as I'm doing it. So I don't know. Yeah, and over the next week or two, we're gonna have to pivot to working on our slide presentations for the two talks that I have coming up. The blue sky one's super easy. The blue sky one's really easy. Like I could probably like understand the diagram a little more of just like what a PDS is, what activity pub is, or not activity pub, what a PDS is, what a relay server does, and all that. But I can't dig too much into it because I've got 10 minutes exact that I can give a talk on. Like I can't go over. So yeah, the blue sky talk is going to be just a quick 10-minute thing in which I get people a little stoked to try and mess with it. But okay, so back to what we're doing. 64 gigs, Ominster. But really, this isn't that many tabs. You've seen more. I don't believe you. Um, Workshops. Okay. No import alias found in our TS config. We're going to ignore that because it's in other places. I just think they're not resolving the TS config to the linked files. What's a Chrome issue? Chrome tells you how much memory any tab takes. By rolling over the tab, your Twitch tab is taking 568. Except for the fact that you can mouse over one of these and see that inactive tab 34.7 freed up. Right? Chrome is actually really good at paging these things to disk. Minster, I think you misunderstand how browsers use memory. Right? Old enough tabs, they don't even get that, right? Because it's not even paged. We'd have to completely reload the site. The only thing cached is the description, the URL, and all that. Where does it say it's paging? When you mouse over, it says inactive tab 32.8 freed up. What do you think the freed up means? It's not sitting in memory anymore. Where would it go? It would have to be paged to disk. But if we click it, it's still there, right? Whereas if we click one of these older ones, like the Cartesia one, it has to reload the entire page. Yeah, disk is fast, man. Disk is really fast. You have to find an old enough tab that has the little like circle with dashes around it. And then you'll be able to see inactive tab 34.7 or whatever. You are just so obsessive about your tabs that you're not even letting Chrome do its job. That's my guess. That old tab load took a lot longer? Yeah, because the one we clicked wasn't actually paged to disk. Right? So here, I know it's really small, you don't see the memory value, which means this tab isn't even stored on disk anymore. The only thing stored is the name and the URL and the title. And then if I click it, oh, actually that was quick. So it's not even certain sometimes of if it's inactive or unpaged, right? And yeah, Ominster, I'm not a big fan of using that term. Even if you do have it, it does trivialize it a bit. You can say obsessive, but the disorder is a very specific thing. You need memory saver to be enabled? Is that just a setting in Chrome? I wasn't even aware of that setting. I thought it was just default. I don't remember turning anything like that on. Oh, here you go. Yeah, memory saver. Yeah, good catch. I think this was just the default, though. But yeah, good call. You have no option for memory saver? Maybe it's Mac only? I mean, also notice how out of date my Chrome is. That could be part of it. No, it's still in there. Maybe, but Sir Elfman, I've had this forever, right? Like this is even in Brave. Brave has this on by default, and my Brave hasn't been updated in like a year. Right? Like over here on my stream PC, I have a bunch of memory saved tabs. There are some that never go into memory saving mode, and I find that a little strange, though. Cake, yeah, Firefox messes that up, but one thing you might not be realizing is that Firefox also aggressively keeps your developer like console log in memory too. So if you've left like a DevTools open for a long time, that would be a big problem. Like I've run into that for sure. But like, I don't know, even if we look at it, right, activity monitor. Yeah, we can see that Firefox is chewing up 1.3 gigs here. And then if we look at some of the other like Firefox isolated content, they're at like a couple hundred. And I only have, yeah, I only have 2 tabs open in Firefox. YouTube? Yeah, I don't think YouTube gets backgrounded. Like I have some YouTube tabs. They're not like YouTube player tabs, but they are YouTube like dashboard, like you know the back end for like publishers or channels or whatever. And those never have the circle around them. So that could be part of it. I've noticed like Reddit doesn't do that either. Gmail doesn't do it. Blue sky doesn't do it. That makes sense, Kick. I can see that. Right now, my terminal is chewing up more RAM than anything. Not technically. No, Firefox, when you combine all of it together, no, it's at like 4 gigs or something. No, you know what the issue is? I'm almost positive it's just the shaders and the histories. Any sites that try to use your system for free compute? I think that's a big part of why Chrome does like the throttling for inactive tabs and stuff. Yeah, it could be VRAM for like the shader. Could totally be it. Yeah, I don't know. I know. Look at how happy he is, though. Like, look at how happy he is. I know, right? I can't believe this is a shader, too. Like, that's insane. Ridiculously happy. Exactly. The best kind of happy. Oh, and Code Girl, I just got to the Primogen birthday message thing this morning. So if it was too late, sorry. I totally get it. But yeah, just letting you know, I did finally submit to it. Not a big deal if I missed it, but yeah. Thanks for letting me be involved. All right, so let's keep doing what we're doing here. I think it's wrong about that import alias, and here we just want to do switch. Not sure why we need to duplicate this, but whatever. We'll just go neutral. It made it in? Awesome. Perfect. Thanks. All right, so Chakra UI gone. All right, so size doesn't exist. We'll let it chill for now. But okay. So let's try and build it. Oh, it did not blend. Could not resolve styles.scss. Yeah, that's on me. So it's going to look ugly, but we should at least be able to build. Okay. This is from Airwolf, but we fixed our songbot. Oh, I guess Airwolf did have a video game, didn't it? Airwolf totally had a video game. Good catch. Yeah, I forgot all about the game. Hey, all right. So yeah, it loads. It's just not styled very well. Cool. Hmm. Okay, cool. I mean, it fails, but we're at least showing something. Yeah, so hold on. The CRXJS thing, it didn't give us a background, like boilerplate task. All right, let's close some of these. All right, so then a background.ts. Twitch says you can't cheer. I don't know why that would be. Pretty sure I have it turned on. Ah, there we go. Yeah, see? Yeah, thanks, mister. Appreciate the bits. How are you doing? Like, what have you been up to, right? What have you even done? Been tired of coding since the 80s? Got it. Kind of makes some sense. Ooh. All right, so yeah, content scripts. See, that's just a lie. Yeah, get image data should work fine. Hmm. All right, so hold on. Like content scripts, we need to do some work on first. Loading your extension in the browser. Oh, we can just do pnpm dev. Yeah, all right. All right, so now we just do that. All right, so we didn't need to do the build because that was breaking everything. Now if we do this and that and one of those just to be sure. I just like really building stuff. Like I really like building stuff. Having an idea for something and making it yours, making it real. Failed to connect to WebSocket. Your current setup. Yes, because we have another server running at 5173. Yep. That's better. All right, so then clear all. No errors. All right, cool. So now we need to do the content script. There's something weird about this left ear. Like it's just not staying going. All right, so we see this content script. What did we have inside of our content script here? A lot of junk. All right, so now let's see what's breaking here. All right, so Veet's connected there. Background.ts could not establish connection. Aha. Okay, so I think that's a big part of it. Why are we not able to establish the connection from background.ts? That I'm not sure of. But hold on. Ever see a point you've built so much you're good with that? Does someone who like playing music ever feel like I've played enough music? I don't need to play music anymore? I guess I've done enough snowboarding. I don't need to snowboard anymore. Nah, I don't think so, man. What's up? Jack Alligator. What did I eat today? Nothing. I typically do one big meal. So, yeah, later tonight, if I can make it there in time, I'm going to get me one of the Philly cheesesteaks from the Hereafter in Seattle. They're good. I was worried about eating one if my plumbing didn't get fixed, but my plumbing got fixed, so we're good. So if I wake up tomorrow and I have an urgent need for plumbing, we're good to go. Basically, there's like an expansion thing on my water heater, and that thing sprung a leak and started spraying water all over like the laundry room area in my apartment. So I had to turn off all of the water to all of my apartment last night, but it meant I didn't get a shower this morning, so I'll have to have one here soon. But yeah, pretty pumped. Like, not having water is one of those things that you take for granted. Like, yeah, you need running water for basically anything you might want to cook in the kitchen or whatever, right? Pretty much all hygiene stuff. It's crazy. It's so easy to take for granted. Um, yeah, dude, Reddit's just the worst. Like, it depends on which community. If it was the web dev community, God, they're the fucking worst. They are the worst. Programming can be okay. Some of the other like niche subreddits are quite good, like the Go or Elixir or Rust or whatever, right? Like, but once you get to a certain size on Reddit, boy, they suck. It's just awful. Yeah, the web dev subreddit is one of the worst. I think they can be really receptive and cool on like the show off Saturday stuff. Basically, any other time, it's tough. And even then, in the comments, you're going to get people like, why do I have to like sign in? Why can't I just use it for free without anything? Because you can't deal with it. Well, you'd get more people to use it if you just didn't have a sign in. Okay. And how does that benefit me? One of the general, like, are all front page subs. Something like today I learned topic was ADHD. As soon as you mentioned coding, all the old burnout former devs came to chime in about how it got boring and repetitive after some time. Yeah, because they weren't actually doing anything. They were just doing the tasks they were given. Right? They're people without a creative bone in their body. Right? We've all worked with them. All they do is the task they're assigned. They don't think about the bigger picture. Like, dude, they're the worst. There's a lot of shit devs out there in the world. And the biggest thing that a lot of them have in common is a lack of curiosity. Yeah, exactly. Yep. They think coding's boring because they're only doing boring coding. Mm-hmm. They're the same people that would say, like, I don't understand how you can code on your own time. Because I like doing it. Right? Like, dude, you've met those people, right? Boy, they suck to talk to. You code at home? Like, outside of work? Weird. They exist, and they suck to talk to. So it's so much easier to be enthusiastic about development now. 20 years ago, a new language or framework was a rarity, not something that happens monthly. Sure, yeah, I think there's a lot more churn. I think that's a product of just more people doing it too, right? But things are so much more approachable with the modern web, right? Like things are so much more approachable with the modern web. And then most devs you've worked with here have consisted solely of those folks. Turns out most of your enthusiasts flee the state. What do you mean by that? Like, what state are you in? If you're in Alabama, I get it. Oklahoma, same thing. I'm kidding. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. There's a lot of telephony and like big data BS in Oklahoma actually, which I find interesting. But yeah, it's not a big like web hub for like creative work. You're ranked lower than Alabama in education? That's insane to me. That's fucking crazy. You're literally number 50. Wow. That's fucked. That's fucked. Yeah, I know that there's like a lot of data centers out there in Oklahoma, though, which is interesting. Yeah, I bet, JD. Yeah, that's a bummer. You're gonna throw Linux on that thing. There you go. Chew on that thing. Sorry. Spoiler alert. That's from one of the episodes of Always Sunny that just came out. Just chew on that thing. It's basically that. Yeah, exactly there, Robert. It's a reference to that kind of thing, for sure. Not literally that person, but yeah, those people exist, and it's hilarious. It's a really good episode. But yeah, I do have some stuff I want to do tonight. I need to take a shower as well. Like, I'm smelling myself. I don't like it. And yeah, I want to get that cheesesteak tonight. That's going to be delicious. So we got some good work done. We did some stuff for nvim-biscuits. Kind of a shorter stream today. Sorry about that. Tomorrow, I think we can do a longer one. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, I want to say halfway through porting Stethoscope, which is good. Just updating it to Manifest v3, updating it to a modern, set of tools, right? No more SAS, no more Webpack. Yeah. So I'm pumped on the process of making it nicer to work with because it'll make it easier to fix things later too. But yeah, we should go raid someone. Who is streaming right now? And I know this is like an early end for me, so sorry about that. But who is live at the moment? We see Ending with Allie. Haven't had a chance to raid her for a while. Slyborg. Sergeant Pepper. AI versus engineers versus cybersecurity. I don't know. I'm good on that one. Yeah, let's go raid Sergeant Pepper. I don't think we've had a huge chance to raid him lately. Let's go do that. I always forget about the underscore at the end of his name. But yeah, so yeah, your data centers employ folks like electricians, infrastructure, devs rarely reside there. Yeah, that makes sense. Right? Networking people too, like sure. Yeah, insanely cheap electricity, land, and labor. Yeah, it's also like 300 miles separated from other cheap places too. When my dad did the 800 system, like architecture, Oklahoma City was one of the places, and I forget where the other two were, but they needed to have like 3 separate large data center like mainframes separated by 300 miles between all of them, just for data redundancy. Like, tornado takes out one, it's probably not going to take out the other. Hurricane takes out one, it's probably not going to take out the others. Stuff like that. Oklahoma is the place where they had the issue, the bug, and my dad had to like call him up and figure it out, and he went quantum and figured out that they were turning off the mainframe at night when they were going home. Turning off a mainframe at night. Because you turn off computers when you leave. So yeah, I get it. Sounds about right. Yeah. All right, so YouTube, later. Have a great one.